I'm a civil litigation attorney in the Washington, D.C. suburbs. My mother was an immigrant from the Philippines. My father is a white American. And I was the only brown person in my neighborhood and in my Catholic schools. My father was a violent alcoholic. He beat my mother and got arrested. And then they got divorced when I was 6 years old. When I was abused, I was 7 years old, and it was someone close to our family, and I didn't really know what was happening. I knew it was a secret, but I didn't know what it was. The shame magnified when I learned about the birds and the bees, and I learned that this was not okay, and that someone should have protected me. When I was 13, I took my first drink, and it helped me feel less other than. It was a social salve, but I didn't know how to turn it off. I would drink to blackout almost every weekend. And I think that stemmed from a deep sense of shame. I was very good at compartmentalizing my feelings and my traumas. And I didn't tell anyone for decades about what happened to me. My mother put a high priority on academic success. And as long as I got straight A's, which I did, she left me alone. And I wanted to be left alone. I appeared from the outside to have all trappings of success. Academically, financially, friend-wise. I liken it to being a duck floating on still water. The duck looks like they're just floating, but underneath they're paddling hard, and that's what I was doing. I didn't tell anyone when I became an adult because I was afraid if anybody knew what happened to me, they wouldn't want to be near me. I didn't know anyone else who had a story similar to mine. I felt disgust with myself, and I felt that other people would be disgusted with me if they knew that, or if they knew how weak I was or how stupid I was to not tell anyone. So I just pushed it away. I pretended it didn't happen. I became the head of many organizations, served on many boards, worked at the biggest law firm in Washington, D.C., was a political appointee in the Clinton administration, headed up the neighborhood welcoming committee, volunteered at my children's schools. I did so much because I didn't want anyone else to know how much of a low life I felt inside. When my children both became teenagers and started pushing me away, I was bereft, so I took refuge in drinking again. When I was at rehab for alcoholism, my then husband said I was no longer welcome at home. It shattered me. I thought, I'm finally sober and you don't want me anymore? I was rudderless, I was bereft, I didn't know what I was going to do. I learned about Saprea when a woman who had attended the Saprea Retreat was a guest on my podcast. And after we recorded, she said, I need to tell you about something that I think you're really going to like. There were a lot of moments at the Saprea Retreat that elevated me and pushed me forward in my healing journey. Had I not gone to Saprea, I don't think I would have told my mother the truth. And that was a huge block in my healing. I absolutely think my life would have been different if I had talked about this earlier. If I had gotten appropriate mental health counseling, I probably wouldn't have fallen into the low bottom of alcoholism that I did. I probably wouldn't have been such an overachiever, so concerned with what other people thought of me, and probably would have taken a different career path. I have regrets. I regret that I blew up my family, but I I am living a life true to my values now, and I'm making a difference in the world.